Before you can use the computer, you have to know something about the keyboard and be able to locate certain important keys. Here's the computer keyboard. You'll notice that the keyboard is arranged like a regular typewriter with the letters along these rows and the numbers along the top row. Here are the number keys starting with 1. You'll have to break the habit of automatically typing a small letter L for the number 1 as you would do on a typewriter. On a computer, numbers and letters are two completely different things, even though they may look similar to us. Be sure that each time you wish to type the number 1, you use this key on the top row of the keyboard. Toward the end of the row is the 0 key. Again, remember to use this key for the number 0 and don't try to substitute the letter O. Above the number 6 is the caret symbol, which is used for exponentiation. You'll use it to type in 3 squared, or 3 raised to the 2nd power. As on a typewriter, you need to press the Shift key along with this key to type a caret symbol. Above the number 8 is the asterisk symbol, which is used for multiplication. Again, you need to press this key and the Shift key to type an asterisk. Next is the minus key, which is used for subtraction. On the end of this row is the equal key, and above it the plus key used for addition. At the end of the row is the back arrow, which is used to backspace and erase errors. On the third row is the control key. It is used with other keys to perform a command or function. For instance, you may press Control and G to sound a buzzer. Next is the Enter key, shown as a backward pointing arrow. It enters information that you've typed into the computer. At the end of the fourth row is the division symbol, a slash. At the beginning and at the end of the row are the Shift keys, which are used to type capital letters or to type the top symbol on a key with 2 symbols. At the bottom row of the keyboard is the space bar, which operates just like the space bar on a typewriter. It types a blank space. At the end of this row is the caps lock key. It's a toggle key, and you'll use it to change from uppercase to lowercase letters or vice versa. It's best when you are running programs to have the computer type in uppercase letters. On this row there are 2 keys that you'll find useful when you start loading programs: alternate and delete. These are the keys you'll need to know to get started using your IBM personal computer. Let's take a look at learning how to power up your computer and how to use a program on a diskette. But first, some reminders about safety. Place the computer on a sturdy table. Your computer is a delicate piece of equipment. As with any electrical equipment, do not work in damp or wet areas. To power up your computer, connect the power cord into a wall outlet, turn the monitor on, then turn the power switch on. At this point, we do not have a diskette in the disk drive. You'll see the cursor appear on the screen along with other information. You'll also hear a beep that confirms the system is operating correctly. You may need to adjust the video brightness control to make the screen easier to read. We are now ready to insert a diskette. First, let's talk about how to care for diskettes which store program information. This diskette is very sensitive to damage. It must be kept free of fingerprints, dust, scratches, and smoke. That's why it's very important to store the disk in its protective jacket. You must also keep the disk away from magnets. Since there are magnetic fields around the computer, don't lay the disk on the computer when you're not using it. Keep the disk away from dampness and sunlight. And if you write on the diskette, use a felt tip pen only. If the diskette is damaged, you'll be unable to use the programs stored on the disk, so treat them with great care. There are many different languages that can be used to program a computer. We're going to use a language called BASIC. BASIC is a very easy language to learn and use. Before you can run a 4-H program, use the computer as a calculator, or develop your own programs, you need to load BASIC. Insert a diskette containing BASIC with the label Up in drive A, or the leftmost drive. Here's a good way to remember which way the disk goes in, a rule of thumb. Hold a disk with your right thumb over the label and insert the disk into the drive in this position. Press and hold the Control key and alternate key, then press the Delete key. This is called System Reset, and you can use this method to restart the system. You must press and hold all three keys simultaneously. The red light on the disk drive will indicate that the computer is reading the information on the diskette. You'll be asked to type in the date and press Enter. Type in the month, day, and year with dashes in between the digits. You'll be asked to type in the current time. Just press Enter. You'll see the DOS prompt. Type BASIC and press Enter. You'll see the BASIC prompt OK. You are now ready to run programs, use the computer as a calculator, or write and save your own programs. One of the things that a computer does best is to perform calculations quickly and accurately. In fact, a computer is merely an overgrown calculator. Using the computer as a calculator is one of the easiest ways to become friends with your computer. 6 symbols are used in math calculations: parentheses, exponentiation, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. When you type an equation into your computer, the computer breaks it into several small parts and solves each part according to rules called the order of operation or hierarchy. Here are the rules. First, calculate everything inside parentheses. Second, perform exponentiation or raise a number to some power. Third, perform multiplication and division. Fourth, perform addition and subtraction. And fifth, solve from left to right when there are 2 symbols of the same type. Let's try a problem. Type in print 10 plus 20 divided by 5. The print tells the computer to display the answer. The computer solves it using the rules of hierarchy, so the division is done before the addition. That's probably different than what you would have done. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Now we can do the addition. 10 plus 4 equals 14. Press Enter, and the computer displays the answer, 14. Let's do some more examples. Type in print 3 caret 2 and press Enter. Again, the print tells the computer to display the answer, and the problem is to find 3 squared. The computer gives us the answer instantly, and the display is 9. Did you notice that after the answer there are 2 special symbols on the screen? One is called the basic prompt, and it means that the computer is ready for your next instruction. The flashing symbol is called the cursor, and it indicates where you will be typing the next character. Now let's get fancy and type in print, quotation marks. The answer is quotation marks, semicolon, 9 minus 2, and press Enter. The quotations tell the computer to remember those words in between the quotes. The computer displays, the answer is 7. Now you're ready to tackle some other problems on your own. After you have completed the power-up steps to load BASIC, you're ready to run a program. Let's assume you powered up the computer, loaded BASIC, and have one of the disks with the 4H programs inserted. Let's run one of the 4H programs. You should see the basic OK prompt on the screen. Type load, quotation marks, file name, where file name stands for the program name, and press Enter. After you see the basic OK prompt, type run and press Enter. You'll see the program title and instructions on the screen. At various points in the program, you'll be asked to press Enter to continue with the program. If you are in the middle of a program and wish to go to a different program, press Enter 2 or 3 times, and you will be able to exit the program. If an error message occurs or you cannot make the computer respond to any keyboard keys properly, your emergency procedure is to press Control, Alternate, and Delete, which will reset the computer. Now that you've learned your way around the keyboard and you've learned how to power up your computer, you're ready to write your own program. Let's start with something simple. Let's write a program to print a message on the screen. You should already be familiar with the print command from your exercises using the computer as a calculator. To be ready to write a program, you need to have powered up the computer and completed all the steps to load BASIC. If you've been running other programs, you need to prepare the computer for a new program. To stop the execution of the program, press Control and Break. Clear the screen. Press Control Home. Press the Enter key. Type New and press Enter. The New tells the computer to forget the old program, if there was one, and to receive a new program. Now we're ready to start typing in our program. The first thing we need to type is a line number. Every basic program line must begin with a line number. Line numbers show the order in which the computer will perform the various operations. It's convenient to have line numbers in increments of 10. The first line in most programs is a line that says to the computer, clear the screen. We need to type 10 CLS and press Enter. Next, we want to type in a line to have the computer print the message, computers are fun. Type 20, print, quotation marks, computers are fun, quotation marks. The quotes tell the computer to remember the words inside the quotes, exactly as we type them. The print tells the computer to display on the video screen the words inside the quotes. Since this is the only thing we want our program to do, the next line should end the program. So type 30, end, and press Enter. Now, let's take a look at a program. To do that, clear the screen, press Control, Home, and then type List and press Enter, and you'll see the program on the screen. Now let's see how the program works. Clear the screen, press Control, Home, then type Run and press Enter. You should see the message printed on the screen just as we typed it in our program. You'll also notice the basic OK prompt displayed. That means the computer is ready for the next instruction. Now we need to save our program so we can use it another time. Type Save, quotation marks, and whatever program name you wish to use for this program, anything up to 8 letters long. I'll call this program First. So we'll type Save, quotation marks, First, and press Enter. You'll see the basic OK prompt on the screen. If we had turned off the computer without saving our program first, the computer would forget our program and we would have to start over. Be sure to save your programs on your own disk and not on a 4H disk. You can run into some problems attempting to save on a 4H disk. Once you have completed your programming session, remove the diskette from the disk drive and place it in its protective jacket. Remember that diskettes are fragile and handle them gently. You may now turn off the computer with the power switch located on the side of the system unit. Remember, once the computer has been turned off, it forgets everything in its memory. So you'll need to start this procedure again. Now that you've completed your first program, you're ready to tackle the projects in the 4H project book.